Bonjour. Today we're going to talk about greetings. In your notes, please include this heading, right? Greetings as your heading. Now, when you're greeting someone in French, how you're going to greet them is going to depend on who they are and your relationship to them. Because in French, we greet people either formally or informally. Let me give an example in English. So, for example, in English, if it's, say, your teacher or an adult that you don't know very well, you're probably not going to greet them by saying, "Hey, what's up?" Okay, because it's pretty formal. That you really reserve for your friends. Probably not so much with your family, but maybe. And it's the same in French. There are certain things that you're going to use in formal settings and certain things that you're going to use in informal settings. So just to kind of talk about what that looks like, a formal conversation you would have with any adult you don't know well, okay? This could be a teacher, could be your parents' friends, your friends' parents, or a doctor, okay? Any adult that you don't know well, right? If you're having an informal conversation, these are people that you do know well or who are part of your peer group. So this would be your friends, your family, children, people who are younger than you, even your classmates. Even if you don't know them well, they're part of your peer group, and so you would use more of an informal conversation with them. There are multiple ways to say hello, but I'm going to give you two ways. The first way is to say bonjour. 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 Okay, this means literally good day. It's how we say hello. The other way is salut. 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 Now, bonjour, you can use this in any kind of setting. It can be formal, it can be informal, but salut, you're really only going to use it in informal situations. Bonjour, any situation. Salut, use it with your friends, your peer group, your family. Now with bonjour, if you are speaking formally, it's really nice to add a title at the end about the person that you're speaking to. So, for example, when you greet me in the morning, you say, "Bonjour, madame." Good morning, ma'am. Bonjour, madame. If you're speaking to a man, you're going to say, "Bonjour, monsieur." Monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, madame. Now, this last one here, mademoiselle, is a title that technically still exists in the French language, but is starting to go away a little bit. So mademoiselle used to refer to a unwed woman. And a couple of years ago, the French government decided to do away with the term mademoiselle, meaning that they took it off of official lists and official forms that you would fill out. You still hear it sometimes in day-to-day conversation, but it is starting to go away. So a lot of young unmarried women, instead of going by mademoiselle, will go by madame. If you're not sure whether to use madame or mademoiselle, just go with madame. Now that you've learned how to say hello, you should learn how to ask how someone is doing. It's the polite thing to do. So here we have an example of a conversation. So we have this gentleman here saying salut. She responds with salut, ça va? Ça va? Ça va? Oui, ça va. Et toi? Oui, ça va. Et toi? Très bien, merci. Très bien, merci. Okay? So you can tell right away that these are two peers who are meeting. Okay? And you can tell this because they're using salut. We know that it's an informal conversation. The expression ça va which I'll write out for you so you can see it a little bit larger, means how are you? How's it going? Ça va? And the really wonderful thing about the expression ça va is it can be both a question and the response. So you notice that we have that here. She asks, ça va? And he responds, oui, ça va. And that means it's going pretty well, it's all right. It's just a generic response. Ça va? Ça va. Here he asks, et toi? Et toi? Et toi means and you. So he's asking about her now. And she responds, très bien. Très bien. Merci. Very well. Thank you. Okay, très bien, very well. Thank you. Merci. So when someone wants to know how you're doing in asks ça va, there are several different answers you can give. So we saw 2 different answers in this little conversation here. So one answer that we saw was ça va. You can just give a straightforward answer. Bien, merci. Bien, merci means well, thank you. You can also put ça va in front of it. It's going very well. Ça va très bien. Or pas mal. Pas mal means not bad. Pas mal. Merci. And here are those expressions written out a little bit larger for you. Notice the use of the word merci. Merci. Merci means thank you, and the French use it constantly, as should you. Merci. So now you've learned how to say hello, you've learned how to ask how someone is doing, and now you're going to learn how to say goodbye. Like saying hello, there are several ways to say goodbye, and some are more formal than others. Okay, so let's take a look at a short conversation here. Again, I'm sorry it's a little bit blurry, but we'll make it bigger if need be. So in this conversation, we have au revoir, madame. Au revoir, Christine. Au revoir, madame. Au revoir, Christine. So au revoir is a way to say goodbye. And we know in this conversation that this is a formal conversation because she uses the word madame. Okay? So we can guess she's probably talking to a teacher. She's wearing a backpack, so maybe she's a student. And this woman has a briefcase, so maybe she's a professor or a teacher. Okay, so this is a formal setting. And here's au revoir written out for you. Note that it is 2 separate words. Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. If we look at the next conversation, we can see 2 other ways to say goodbye. So this woman here says, ciao Thomas, à tout à l'heure. Ciao Thomas, à tout à l'heure. And he says, ciao Charlotte. Ciao Charlotte. Okay, so you may have recognized the 2 different ways to say goodbye in this. Okay, let me add in those expressions in print. So here we have ciao, ciao, à tout à l'heure, à tout à l'heure. I've also added 2 other expressions that we did not see in this conversation. We have à demain, and à bientôt, à bientôt. Okay, I'm going to read this aloud in case you can't see it. So a very common expression to use when saying goodbye to someone is au revoir. Au revoir. Now, au revoir, you're definitely going to use it in formal situations, but you can also use it in informal. Like bonjour, it can be used for either. If you plan to see the person again soon, you can say à bientôt. That means I'll see you soon. If you plan to see the person very soon, you can say à tout à l'heure. So maybe if you're going to see them later that same day. À bientôt and à tout à l'heure are used almost interchangeably though. Not a whole lot of difference between those. If you plan to see the person the next day, you can say à demain. À demain means I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so only use that one if you're actually going to see someone tomorrow. Otherwise, they might get a little confused. An informal expression you often hear is ciao, ciao. It comes from Italian and is used in many parts of Europe. Young people use this a lot, and in fact, young people in France will even say bye. So they use a lot of different languages from around the world, but here are some just common ways to say goodbye in French. Now the last bit that we're going to talk about is actually something having to do with culture. So you may notice here in this conversation that these people, he's kissing her on the cheek, okay? This is how people greet each other in France. Now, not every person is going to kiss every person on the cheek, okay? You're going to kiss someone on the cheek if it's a family member, if it's a friend, if it's someone that you know really well, okay? You're not going to kiss someone on the cheek who's your boss, your teacher, okay? Those kinds of roles, a handshake is just fine. Also, most men don't usually kiss each other on the cheek, okay? Women and women will, men and women will, but most times men will just handshake, again, unless they're family or they know each other really, really well. So those kisses on the cheeks, those are called les bises. Les bises. Okay? Now here's just some really good information. You don't need to write this down, but you might want to take down a couple of notes about it. So as I said, you don't need to kiss the cheek of a superior. So you're not going to kiss the cheek of your boss, okay, not the president. When you do kiss cheeks, though, you're going to offer your right cheek, just like when you stretch out your hand for an arm shake, or excuse me, your arm for a handshake, okay? You're going to offer your right cheek first. Men can get away not kissing each other hello. This is often reserved for very close friends or males with a familial connection, so someone who's a member of your family. And lastly, if you don't feel comfortable kissing people on the cheek, play the foreigner card and at least go for a handshake. Definitely make eye contact with everyone in the room. Not making an effort to give an official hello is a major faux pas. A faux pas is something that you shouldn't do. Okay. Now, the number of kisses that you're going to give on each cheek depends on where you are in France. So this is a color-coded map. So here we have France and its regions and departments. So France is broken up into regions and then into smaller sections like departments. So it might be a little bit difficult to see. I don't think we have any in this really dark red, but this orange color, that means that in these areas, people kiss each other 4 times on the cheek. So they'll go right, left, right, left. In this kind of color here, in these areas, they're going to kiss each other 3 times on the cheek. Right, left, right. In this shade, they're going to do it twice. Just right and left. And then in a couple of places, they only do 1 kiss, just on the right cheek, and that's it. So I lived in this area here, and the people that I was around, they always did 3 kisses. So right, left, right. I knew a couple of people that would do 4, and you kind of just default to the person that gives the most bees. So whoever comes from the region that gives the most cheek kisses, that's how many you do. So I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. I'm going to wish you bonne chance, which means good luck. And I hope that you took some good notes. We'll be practicing this.